Hi everyone, it's Wendy here from Wendy Wise Beauty. Thanks for stopping by. Today I am going to talk about fragrances from the fragrance house of Khadlaj. It is a Middle Eastern Arabic fragrance brand. Khadlaj, they do have their own fragrances, which is original DNA, but also they do have some inspired fragrances. By looking at the company website, a lot of the fragrances which are, you can say, inspired by other fragrances, they fall under the La Fede logo. I hope I am saying this correctly, Fede. So the first fragrance I will be discussing today, it is called Intoxicate, and supposedly this fragrance, it was inspired by Kilian Angel's Share. Guys, I have had this for a while. I think you guys have seen this in my backdrop in many perfume videos. I have been testing it, and this is what the packaging looks like. This packaging, it is very, I would say, upscale. It is not plastic, it is very nice paper. The detailing, it is quite nice, very fine detailing on here with the brand's logo. And this is what the fragrance looks like. This is the bottle, and right away, yeah, you can tell it is inspired by Angel Share. And the top of the bottle looks like this. It is a very beautiful presentation. Guys, you do know I am not very fond of Angel Share because I find it to be overtly masculine, and the cognac note, this booze note in Angel Share, it's not one that I find to be very attractive. When I saw this and I saw the notes, I thought maybe this could be for me an Angel Share substitute. This fragrance, it does have all the notes of Angel Share. However, Intoxicate does have a lot more notes. On some fragrance websites, especially websites which are selling clone fragrances, they only list the notes which this fragrance has in common with Angel's Share, and this can be a bit deceiving. The top note in both fragrances has cognac, the heart note has cinnamon, tonka bean and oak, and the base note has praline, vanilla and sandalwood. The atomizer on this bottle, it is quite good. There's a very fine mist. Right away when I spray this fragrance, the first thing that I sense is that there is a bit of spiciness in this fragrance. Also, it has a bit of a powdery accord, but it is a powdery accord that I like. The top note of Intoxicate, it is cognac, lily of the valley, almond, bergamot, mandarin and freesia. This powdery accord which is in the opening, it is definitely coming from the almond, and this spiciness, it is most likely the freesia. There is a bit of a citrus note in the opening, but what is pronounced, it is spice and it is almond. The opening of this fragrance, it is a bit loud. It is spicy and this is very present, but this dissipates quite quickly. The cognac note, it comes a bit later. In the opening, the almond mixed with cognac and a bit of citrus, it makes this opening a bit more feminine. It is not this stale booze accord that we have in Angel Share, which is also very masculine. The heart note of this fragrance, it is cinnamon, tonka bean, oak, coconut caramel, and plum blossom. The cinnamon in the heart note, it does peek through right when this fragrance is sprayed, but it is not too much. It is a bit subdued. However, in the heart note, I think the caramel is what is most pronounced, mixed in with the cinnamon and still a hint of citrus. This fragrance, it never gets cloying, it never gets heavy. There is always a bit of freshness going through this fragrance. I have been wearing this for, I would say, a bit over 3 weeks, and I have never made the experience where this fragrance was cloying or stale. The base of this fragrance, it is listed as vanilla, amber, musk, and sandalwood. There is a bit of musk and the sandalwood is most pronounced. But honestly, this fragrance, it is a melange of notes on the skin. And the dry down, there is this cognac accord, there is quite a bit of this powdery almond, and there is also sandalwood. Comparing this to Kilian Angel Share, I mean, is this a clone? Angel Share opens with a very loud, boozy note, which is cold. Intoxicate opens with spicy notes followed by a sweet cognac note, which is a lot more feminine. To put it that way, it is a bit more pleasant. What I love most about this fragrance is when the spiciness combines with the caramel notes and you have some almond. It really smells sometimes like a fruit cake which is flambéed in cognac. This is really a beautiful fragrance. I think with this one, I found what I was looking for in Angel Share. It has a bit of a boozy accord, but at the same time, it is feminine, it smells nice, it is delicious, and I do not feel uncomfortable wearing this fragrance. I love that it has this powdery note, but at the same time, it is not cloying. Honestly, guys, I don't know if I want to see this fragrance as a clone because I do love this so much and I do not like Angel Share. It is very close, but it does have some aspects which sets it apart. I will give this fragrance an 8. I think it is full bottle worthy. If you are someone who has shied away from Angel Share due to the fact that it was overtly masculine and this stale boozy note did bother you, I would give this one a try. This is a beautiful fragrance, and this one, in terms of being unisex, it is really right in the middle. This is a beautiful fragrance for both men and women. This is more of a winter fall fragrance. This is not a fragrance I would wear in the summer due to this powdery accord in here and also the spices and the cognac note. It might be too much, but this is beautiful. It punches way over its weight for the price point. Actually, I asked one of my friends to try this fragrance, and while I was at her house and we were testing fragrances, she did order this for her son. And she is also someone who is not very fond of angel share, but we both thought this is close enough to angel share, but at the same time it is different enough that people who do not like angel share will like this fragrance. The next fragrance from Khadlaj, which I have, this one, it is called Sensuous Night. At the time I picked this up, the hype on this fragrance was not there yet. I picked this up because of the notes. Guys, the packaging of this one, the outside packaging, it is not very Arabic. This looks more like a typical packaging for a Lancôme fragrance that you would get in the department store. It is very Western in terms of packaging. The bottle for Sensuous Night, this is so pretty. Like I said, I have already shown this on my channel, and this is what the top looks like. On this one, the bottle, it is more Western leaning and it is very beautiful. It is quality packaging. The atomizer is good, very fine mist. When I first sprayed this fragrance, it was so beautiful. I mean, I was not expecting this much. It has a real department store, you can say, DNA to it. It is quite well blended. It is not loud. It is something that you could wear every single day. The top note of this fragrance, it's lemon, pineapple, and green apple. The pineapple in here, it is so delicious, especially in the cap. Every time I use this, I am always sniffing the cap. It does have a bit of a fruity fresh opening. However, in the opening of the fragrance, some of the notes listed in the heart of this fragrance are already present, some of the floral notes. The heart of the fragrance, it's blackcurrant, rose, jasmine, and violets. As this fragrance starts to settle, the floral notes starts combining with this citrus opening. When I first tried this fragrance, for me there was a lot of musk. However, I could not see any musk in the notes listed. And then a bit later, I started to get this beautiful powdery accord of violets. This is done so well in this fragrance. The violets combined with the jasmine and a hint of rose. Rose is not very pronounced in this fragrance, but it is there. It is a very nice blend of notes that work very well together. The base of this fragrance, the dry down, it is very creamy, but it is still at the same time clean. The notes are listed as patchouli, cedar, and amber. However, it has a very clean dry down. I do get a bit of the cedar, but it is cedar mixed with violets and other floral notes. This behaves really like a department store fragrance. There is not a lot of transformation. It is not too complex. It is a blend and it is a beautiful blend. Honestly, I do not know why this was called Sensuous Night. This, for me, it is more of a daytime fragrance. It has a bit of citrus, very soft floral notes, and the powdery violets. So I would disregard the name on this fragrance, which says night. This is a beautiful fragrance for every day, very easy to wear. Honestly, I cannot see this fragrance annoying anyone. It is pretty. If you can really get your hands on this, it is worth picking up. I have seen now that this is also making the rounds in social media, and yeah, I think it's worth it. I have been using it for a while, and like I said, I had already included this in my spring tray. Really beautiful fragrance. By the way, this is not costing here in Europe more than 35 euros. The price point, it's a steal. The next fragrance from Khadlaj, this is called HAREEM Al Sultan. The fragrance oil for HAREEM Al Sultan, it is gold. This one is the gold one. The fragrance oil went super viral last year. Everybody was talking about this. It is still one of the most viral fragrances. So when I saw on the Khadlaj website in Dubai that they have a spray version to this fragrance, I decided to get it because I do have quite a lot of perfume oils, but I do not use them very often because I am such a sprayer. This is what the packaging looks like. Honestly, getting this out of this drawer, it can be a bit of work, but this is the packaging of the Eau de Parfum, and this is also sometimes a bit hard getting out of here. I mean, this is the bottle for the Eau de Parfum. It is nothing super special. I mean, it is pretty. This is your normal, I would say, typical Middle Eastern fragrance bottle packaging. I have not tried the oil, like I said, so the first time I tried this super viral fragrance, it is with the Eau de Parfum. Ever since having bought this, I compared the notes on the Eau de Parfum to the notes on the oil, and they are completely different. So I don't know if they smell the same. The fragrance oil has jasmine, bergamot, and peony in the opening, and this Eau de Parfum, it has rose and bergamot. So they only have bergamot in common. The heart note of the oil, it is pineapple, peach, and plum. And in this Eau de Parfum, it's nutmeg, jasmine, and amber. I have taken the notes from the Khadlaj website in Dubai. The base of the oil, it is musk, sandalwood, and patchouli. And for the Eau de Parfum, it is oud, sandalwood, and patchouli. I mean, perfumery, it's an art. Sometimes you can use different notes, and depending on how it is blended will depend on how the fragrance will smell. I have no way of knowing whether or not the Eau de Parfum is and should smell exactly the same as the oil, but I would assume they would want this because the fragrance is so viral, people would want the same thing. But anyway, I will go ahead and spray this. The atomizer, it is okay. I mean, I have already worn this fragrance. As you can see, I have tested it. For me, this was not anything super special. The opening of the Eau de Parfum, it is very citrusy with a bit of floral notes. Yes, it is more citrus than floral. I will go ahead and spray this on my skin, being that I have worn this a couple times, and I do prefer testing fragrances on my skin, but when you are doing more than one fragrance, things get contaminated. The opening of this fragrance is very short, and what I can sense the most at this point, right after having sprayed this now, it is really the jasmine. The jasmine is extremely pronounced in this Eau de Parfum. I don't know how it is in the oil. There is a bit of spiciness to this, and I take it is the nutmeg. I cannot get a very strong nutmeg accord, just a spicy accord. A bit of amber is peeking through, but the jasmine, it remains on the skin and it dominates for quite a long time. Having worn this for quite a few days, the dry down of this fragrance, it is jasmine and some woody notes, and this is quite linear. I found myself wearing this to bed. It is a pretty fragrance, but it is not, I would say, a very serious scent. This is something for wearing on the weekends, every day, on Saturdays. After having tested this fragrance for some days now, I really use this at night. I like to sleep with it. It is a fragrance for cuddling on the couch, and maybe something that you would wear, you know, after working out, you have showered, you are coming from the gym, you need something which is easygoing, especially if you have been in the summer. I can see teenagers or the younger crowd going really crazy for this fragrance because it is a young scent. I will wear it, but I did not need it. I cannot talk about the hype because, like I said, the notes in the Eau de Parfum, it is very different to the notes in the oil. This is a fragrance which is probably nice when it's cloudy outside and it's raining and you're looking for something which is comforting. So this one, it's a 6 and Intoxicate. I am loving it. Unfortunately, it is spring summer. I am going to really have to wait for the cold season to enjoy this one. And Sensuous Night, this will be, and it already is, in my spring summer rotation. It was on this tray here right behind me. Take care, guys. Have a lovely rest of day. Don't forget to subscribe, and hope to see you again soon on my channel. Tschüss!